Good evening, and welcome to the virtual degree conferral ceremony for the class of 2020 at the Catholic University of America, Columbus School of Law. My name is Catherine Crowley, and I'm the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs and Dean of Students at the Columbus School of Law, and it is my great honor and privilege to call to order this ceremony and to serve as your MC this evening. The landscape of today's celebration is not how any of us expected to honor the many accomplishments of the class of 2020, but we are especially proud of this class and the manner in which you have all risen to meet the challenges of the day. Our hope for each of you is that these past few months do not singularly define your experience at the Catholic University. Your 3 or 4 years here have been marked with personal growth, triumphs, and successes, all of which have helped shape you as future counselors and advocates of the finest quality. Today is a moment in time to pause and reflect on the great resilience you have demonstrated and to harness the sum of all the parts of you and your legal education. So while this virtual ceremony is certainly not our preferred format, we're fortunate to have the technology available to us to join together so that we may confer your degrees and celebrate your accomplishments. This semester, we have all had plenty of opportunity to become experts in video conferencing. Although our expertise, today our graduates, faculty, and staff have been invited to participate in this ceremony via Zoom. And later on, Dean Payne will invite you to turn your cameras and microphones on so that you may see one another and share a round of applause. Although our expertise in online gatherings has been refined these past couple of months, we ask for your patience in the event we encounter any technical issues along the way. And if any of our graduates lose a connection, you can always view this live stream on the law school's YouTube page, and the recording will be posted to our website. To begin our proceedings, I now ask Father Raymond O'Brien, a member of our law school faculty, to deliver our invocation. Father O'Brien.
Thank you very much, Dean Crowley, and I'm glad to be here together with all of you. We come from many different faiths and many different backgrounds, and yet we are one in gratitude for this day. So I invite each and every one of us together, sisters and brothers, let us pray. Dearest God, we pause, for our hearts are full. On this momentous day, we first and foremost give gratitude. Gratitude for your grace that instilled in us a desire to do better, to become all that we can be. We're grateful also for all those who loved us, supported us, and prayed for us in all these years of our education. But Father, fill our hearts now with a renewed grace, particularly this weekend, Ascension Weekend, by which our hearts might be filled with grace and go forth from here to be what we proclaim to be, your disciples in what we say and what we do. May our actions, our words, always mirror what we have learned, and again, all that we may be. We ask this through the Lord that loves each and every one of us, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you so much, Father O'Brien. We are very grateful to our next presenter, Annika Smith, proud member of the class of 2020, who will lead us in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much, Annika. It wouldn't be an official CUA Law event without your beautiful voice singing our anthem. It is now with great pleasure that I introduce to you the law school's Dean and Knights of Columbus Professor of Law, Stephen Payne.
Thank you, Katie, and good evening, everyone. It is so great to see all of you, many of you in your regalia with your families. It gives me great joy to be here with you today. I'm Steve Payne, and I'm proud to be the Dean of the Columbus School of Law at the Catholic University of America. I just started, as many of you know, last July, and of course, this year has gone exactly as I had expected. Yeah, maybe not exactly. Jokes don't go over so well on Zoom, as you may know, and bad jokes go over even worse. So that's my start. But how could we not feel hopeful after Annika's rendition of our national anthem? Indeed, our flag is still there, and that gave me chills. To the graduates, let me first say I'm sorry. This is not what we wanted for you, and I know it's not what you wanted. Of course, we're going to try to have a commencement ceremony in person later on. But this has been a tough year. Before the pandemic, your classmate and friend, Alexi Bezikas, passed away. Alexi was a dear person who shared dinner with the homeless by the metro on the way to class, loved his rescue dog, Willow, and worked hard advocating for his clients in both our Immigration and Refugee Advocacy Clinic and the Innocence Project. He was a good friend, as I heard from many of you at the prayer service we had. He was looking forward to graduating with you today. And his mother, Fotinia Bezikas, is also our friend and special guest today. I'd like to announce with her here that by special approval of the university's academic senate, the law school hereby confers on Alexandros Alexi Bezikas the degree of Juris Doctor in Memoriam. It's a small gesture, but it's from all of our hearts. We will miss Alexi, and it is our great privilege to honor him in this way. Now, if I may, I'd like us to reflect briefly on 2 days. One I'll identify with hope, the other with love. Many days make a lawyer's life. And over the years, you will have occasion to reflect on the many days you spent as a law student. Undoubtedly, some of those days were good, and some were not so good. Some days you were in the zone, putting together your law studies, your work, your families, and relationships, like precision clockwork. On the horizon, you could see your dreams coming true. It all made sense to you. Other days, though, if you're anything like me, you woke up and said, "What am I doing?" And the day got worse from there. Nothing seemed to go right, and there were black clouds on the horizon. Maybe most of your days were a mixture of these two kinds. But however your law school career went, you made it to today. That's a big deal. No matter how screwed up it is by the pandemic, today is a good day. You earned your law degree, and that's a hard thing to do, even without a pandemic at the end of it. You've proven you can overcome significant obstacles in life. It's a great accomplishment, and it should give you confidence and hope and great joy. You did it and should now celebrate. But also take stock today. Think about a moment you didn't think you could get through it. You did, be proud of that, and use it as a resource and inspiration in the future. But also think about someone, even one person, who helped you get through it. Maybe it's a member of your family, a classmate, a friend. For many of you, I can reliably suggest Katie, or Stuart, or Brian, or any of our 50 staff members who have been working from their homes while they try to educate, or in Brian's case, have their own children. Congratulations, Brian. Think of our librarians and copy clerks and administrative assistants and coordinators, many of whom had to be at the school in person much during this time to do their jobs for us. Or how about our faculty members, our outstanding teachers, full-time professors and adjunct lecturers? They had to figure out how to completely change how they deliver a legal education at the drop of a hat. And let's face it, although many of them are good with technology, they're not from the same generation as many of you who grew up with it fully embedded in your lives. What an outstanding job they did for us, for all of us. I'm inspired and overwhelmed with gratitude as the dean. I say this because it might not be obvious to you. I don't know the faculty and staff all that well yet. This is my first year, and they're just getting to know me. But this crisis has brought us together, even as we work apart, faster than would have happened otherwise. And I want them to know before all of you that I love them for what they have done for our students and our school, and for how they did it with such a generous spirit. They've demonstrated to me what it means to be Catholic law. Their hard work isn't done, but let's please unmute right now and give them a round of applause as well. Well, we didn't exactly break Zoom with that round of applause, but thank you very much, and they deserve it. And I also want to thank you, students, and today, especially our graduates who are with us today. Thank you for your patience and flexibility and diligence through all of this, and throughout your time at our law school. It's not just about these last few months, as significant as they are. I was privileged to have a number of you in my conflict of law course in the fall. If we could please now remute, that'd probably be good. I don't want to keep you too. Sorry, I think I got muted with the rest of the group. I want to say again, I was privileged to have a number of you in my conflict of laws course in the fall, and I saw firsthand how smart and inquisitive and dedicated and kind you are. So thank you for entrusting us with your legal education. And thank you to your families and friends for supporting you through these years.
Yep, he's muted on me too.
Still can't hear me?
Oh, we might have caught up.
I think I got muted with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay now? I want to say again, I was privileged to have a number of Okay, sounds like there's a little bit of a lag for some people, but I'll keep going. I just want to thank your families and friends as well for supporting you through these years. I'm sure it wasn't easy for many of them either. And today, we put love to work by giving thanks, taking stock, and celebrating. But I do want to mention another day awaits, tomorrow. And I know you're concerned about tomorrow. But the thought of tomorrow should give us hope today. One of the things I often tell myself is simple but very effective. Tomorrow is another day. Let me tell you about tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be a bar exam, and I'm hopeful you'll be allowed to take it. As you know, I've been working with the other deans from the DC law schools to try to make that happen. The Chief Judge of the DC Court of Appeals and the staff of the Committee on Admissions have been incredibly responsive and available to discuss the issues with us and to work toward a solution. I had another call with them this week and follow up since. And now we are working hard to provide enough socially distanced exam space on our campus at Catholic so that all of our graduates who want to take the DC bar will be able to do so, even those who are shut out of the registration system the first time. I'm hopeful that the Chief Judge and the committee will accommodate this plan. It's still not certain, and they're also looking hard at other options, including provisional licensing and an expansion of DC supervised practice rules. Our clinic staff, led by our clinic director, Professor Catherine Klein, have been advocating on your behalf for those options as well, and have submitted a proposal with all the other law schools to the bar. We want nothing less than for you to be able to start your legal careers on time. Another thing about tomorrow, there will be jobs tomorrow. The legal profession has been through many ups and downs, including economic cycles before that were really tough to weather. It will bounce back, but you have earned a degree that will maximize your opportunities to find a career path forward that suits you. And you'll have support tomorrow to do that. Today doesn't end our support of you. Your school has a vast network of alumni and friends who love our school and want to support you. I traveled around the country meeting them this academic year before the pandemic, and I can't boast highly enough about how accomplished they are and in so many fields of endeavor. We have heads of government agencies, CEOs of huge businesses, leaders of law firms, trailblazers in public interest law. We also have thousands of everyday lawyers who can be key facilitators if you're getting a good job. And they are kind and generous to a person. They've already given millions of dollars for your scholarships and the work of the school, and they expect you to call them to ask for their help. They will give it and you will do well. Through this process, we will all stay connected with this wonderful community tomorrow and for the rest of our lives. I often ask our alums why they like to hire Catholic law graduates. They say they work hard, they're practical and figure things out. They're nice, they care about people, they give back. I've been interviewing distinguished alums online lately to connect our admitted students for the fall to the Catholic law community. On Wednesday, my interviewee was Deborah Watson Stokes, a prominent senior prosecutor in Philadelphia, an alum of our school, who has hired numerous Catholic law graduates over the years. She said that one of her Catholic law hires was really lost when he first started there. And she apparently joked with him, though you know the best jokes involve a grain of truth. It's too bad you graduated from Catholic, because now I've got to invest a lot of time in you. And guess what? He rose to the occasion and took advantage of that help. This is the fine tradition you've entered into as graduates of the Columbus School of Law at the Catholic University of America. It will get you jobs. It will help satisfy you as a lawyer and as a person. We're proud of you. We love you. We'll be here for you when you need us. We also need you. Please stay involved with us and help us raise up the next generation of great lawyers. Tomorrow is going to look very different from today. It will have its challenges, some of which will have been around and more or less building for a long time that we're well familiar with. Some will be new. I hope you will use your degree and the education and mentoring you received here and the networks you developed here and will continue to develop through us to help address some of those issues. That's the promise of your law degree. You will have the opportunity to do that in some way and we'll all be the better for it. Remember that things that seem small from a world historical perspective are some of the most important. You don't need to build a huge business to be successful as a lawyer and a person, although that would be great. But the angels in heaven will rejoice when you just do your job well and help that client in need right in front of you. That, I think, is what makes being a lawyer so great. And again, it sounds so small, but above all, be nice. Lawyers have a bad reputation. Be nice. I think that's a big part of what being a Catholic law grad is all about. No big accomplishment. In fact, nothing else in the world is worth anything if it's not love you're putting to work in it. So please put your love to work today, hope for tomorrow, and stay healthy and kind. We've been through a lot together. This is my first year and your last. I'll always remember you in a special way, and I know our faculty and staff will too. Congratulations, Columbus School of Law, class of 2020, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Dean Payne. It wouldn't be a true Zoom session without a few hiccups along the way, and in true form, you handled those very well. I'd like to take this moment to thank you, Dean Payne, for your incredible leadership this past year and during what has been quite a remarkable period in the law school's life and in the world. We are so grateful to you for your amazing leadership, your judgment, and your kindness and goodwill towards this law school.
Thank you. It's my great pleasure.
Thank you, Dean Payne. As a continuation of our virtual degree conferral ceremony, I am proud to present to you the class of 2020 student speaker, William Barry Gibson.
Truth is, of course, that what one regards as interruptions are precisely one's life. This quote from C.S. Lewis succinctly sums up what we are living through, an interruption. Tragic, of course, but for the class of 2020, an unpredictable interruption that will profoundly shape our careers. How will this interruption shape our careers, though? There are three things we can learn from this interruption and from law school generally that will help us shape our own careers. The first is gratitude. For perspective, maybe we can look to history and appreciate our situation. In fact, there is one moment in time where graduates faced similar uncertainty, 1918. In spring of 1918, the Spanish flu was spreading rapidly, and despite protective measures, it continued to spread and life as it was known was uprooted. There was no telehealth or Zoom, and sanitation capabilities were limited. There was no Instacart, and perhaps what would have been most unbearable for millennials and iGens would be the lack of Starbucks and no Instagram or TikTok to pass the time. No, Zoom does not actually replace presence, and Netflix does have a limited number of binge-worthy shows, but we can be grateful that we can communicate with friends and family, maybe more than we were before staying at home, and we can be grateful for the gift of time that we have been given, by not having to commute or spend time on things like getting dressed or personal hygiene. We can also be grateful for the ability of our employers and universities to be able to adapt so we can finish our degree and start our jobs. These are things that may not have been possible for graduates of other generations. But most of all, we should be grateful to our friends and family who have helped us along the way. Someone helped you move in, maybe spotted you a few bucks or a meal here and there, or maybe a spouse or friend made you meals while you blue booked. Somebody helped you study, or gave you an outline when you were in a stretch, or maybe somebody just held the library doors for you so you wouldn't get crushed when the door timer expired and the doors tried to close on you before you could scan your ID. So be grateful to those people for helping you get where you are today. Second, we can learn to be resilient. Graduates of 1918 were facing conscription in the midst of a global pandemic. But also, minorities and women largely hadn't even been given the ability to attend law school, and would have to wait too long for the opportunity to even attend. Resiliency is something, though, I think we have all seen in our classmates throughout law school, and the support we have given one another has been exemplary. We have each had our own personal challenges, but collectively we defeated 1L, overcame the loss of morning coffee and danishes, found another way to get to school when WMATA shut down our metro stop for 3 months, and then, oh yeah, passed exams after 2 months locked in our homes. And we likely didn't do it alone, and even if you think you did, you still had terrific professors who gave you excellent instruction, a supportive faculty and staff, and lots of free pizza, which helped you add another important mark of a future lawyer, a slightly larger midsection. Jokes aside, just making it this far shows your ability to overcome adversity, and while you will face more, look back on how far you've come to assure yourself of how far you can go. Third, we can learn humility. Humility is not necessarily the first attribute the world thinks of when they think of a lawyer, but it can be. Confidence and arrogance are not synonymous, and they should never be. Why humility? Because things might not go the way each of us planned in the next few months. And it takes a humble person to be okay with that and confidently prepare for what comes our way. Bar exams might be delayed, start dates might be pushed back, but the confident person knows that they can handle that and will make the most of the challenges that are presented. This confidence, however, has a humility to it. The person who takes these challenges in stride knows that they can't control what's beyond themselves. The humble Columbus Law graduate knows they will be okay and trust that they learned in law school what it means to work hard, what it means to wait, and what it means to get kicked by the mule. Okay, nobody really knew what that meant, 1L, but some of us heard it in a great LSP professor's class. So class of 2020, remember, you worked hard, but you didn't do it all on your own, so say thanks to whoever helped you. You've been through a lot already, and whatever challenges you face, you can say, "Get behind me, Satan," too. And lastly, in a few years, when you are judges, managing partners, GS-15s, and established, remember the challenge you overcame and help a young lawyer overcome the challenges they are facing so they can be like you. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you for your remarks, Will. I'm proud now to introduce the 15th president of the Catholic University of America, John Garvey. President Garvey will first address the class of 2020 and then will officially confer degrees. President Garvey, as the Dean of the Columbus School of Law, it is my privilege to present candidates for the degrees of Master of Legal Studies, Juris Doctor, and Master of Laws, who have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Academic Senate. President Garvey.
We were supposed to have the Olympics again this summer. One of the little ceremonies they observe at the opening is releasing a flock of doves. We do this at weddings and funerals too. In fact, I remember seeing it in Kentucky at a Honda dealer opening. I'd love to do it here, but it might be risky in a confined space. So what's up with the birds? Why do we set them free at a celebration? It's about hope. This is the virtue that inspires all beginnings. Emily Dickinson pictures hope as a bird. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. Hope has wings because it reaches toward something beyond. In the Olympics, farther, higher, faster. At weddings, the joy of married life. At funerals, eternal bliss. That's how we feel at commencement. It's a beginning. The future is long. There lie before us the prospects of success, fame, fortune, satisfaction, partnership, honor, election to high office, security for our loved ones. In the compendium of virtues, there are two families. The cardinal virtues, prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance, are one. The ancients thought of them as habits of reason that control our passions. They're natural, internal, capable of improvement through exercise. The theological virtues, faith, hope, and charity, are a different family. Faith, the theologians say, is a gift, not an inward muscle. Hope is also a gift. It is the theological virtue by which we desire the kingdom of heaven, relying not on our own strength, but on grace. Let me go back to where I started, commencement, celebration, the birds. Hope is the virtue that inspires all beginnings. But the virtue of hope is not a wish for success. Hope looks for happiness in a different direction. Think again about Emily Dickinson's bird. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. The poem suggests a connection between hope and selflessness, or better, between hope and charity. Hope is the little bird that kept so many warm, but never asked a crumb for itself. The psalm connects hope and charity to justice. Happy is he whose hope is in the Lord, who executes justice for the oppressed, who gives food to the hungry. The virtue of hope looks for happiness in the love of God and one another. It also seeks to bring justice to the oppressed. The latter will be your job. It will make you really happy if you hope for the right things. Congratulations, and God bless you all. By virtue of the authority committed to me as President of the Catholic University of America, I am pleased to confer upon each of you the Master of Legal Studies, Juris Doctor, or Master of Laws degrees, for which you have been individually recommended by the Law School and by the Academic Senate. I extend my personal congratulations and the university's to each of you.
Thank you, President Garvey. The graduates of the class of 2020 have selected as their faculty marshal, Professor Sarah H. Duggan. It is my pleasure to now introduce and to turn over the Zoom controls to Professor Duggan, our faculty marshal, who will now acknowledge each member of the class of 2020. Professor Duggan.
Wow, you did it. You have come so far. Nothing has stopped you. And I am very, very happy to be here with you today. You are amazing people, and we are so very proud of you. We have no doubt that you will make this world a better place. And it is my pleasure and my privilege to acknowledge each one of you on this wonderful day. For the Master of Legal Studies degree, Sasha Marie Bernard. For the Master of Laws degree, Piotr Bernatsky. Kinga Duda. Mateusz Diduch. Justina Glinka. Maria Kalinowska. Dominik Mariusz Kaszuba. Alicja Pietrza. Marek Stanisław Stolorz. Vicha Pavel Vuchiga. For the Master of Arts and Juris Doctor degrees, Alex Jason Oves Kadagai, Comparative and International Law Institute. For the Juris Doctor degree, Anita Alenko, Law and Technology Institute, cum laude. Jude Mary Antoniapin, Comparative and International Law Institute, Compliance, Investigations, and Corporate Responsibility Program. Bryn Michaela Baffer, cum laude. Hannah Christine Baker. In memoriam, Alexandros Alexi Bazikis. Aliyah Hannah Bernstein, Law and Technology Institute. Joshua Donald Borneman, Securities Law Program, cum laude. John Borelli IV, Securities Law Program, cum laude. Elizabeth Grant Bowen, cum laude. Jennifer Ann Brooker, cum laude. Christian Harrison Carrara, cum laude. Gulshan Afzal Chata. Michael Gonzalo Chavez, Comparative and International Law Institute, cum laude. Lucas Roy Michael Childers. John M. Christensen, Law and Technology Institute. Kristen Crowder. April Lynn Curry. Elizabeth Ashley Daigle. Sarah J. DeVicos, Compliance, Investigations, and Corporate Responsibility Program, cum laude. Raven Lene Davis, Compliance, Investigations, and Corporate Responsibility Program. Hannah Ashley Dyer. Michael Stephen Dietz Jr. Christine Robin Don Francesco. Taylor L. Donchi, cum laude. Matthew Gallagher Duff. Haley Ann Dunn, Law and Technology Institute, cum laude. Emma Ryan Eckert. Daniel R. Enos. Nora Maltez Isaac Cozilio. Patrick D. Fulham, Securities Law Program. Guion Jennifer Gallstad, Comparative and International Law Institute. Victoria Kamalani Garnett, Law and Technology Institute, Compliance, Investigations, and Corporate Responsibility Program. Thomas J. Garrity III, magna cum laude. Christopher Andrew Gerber, cum laude. William Barry Gibson. Colleen Byrne Gottfried. Mary Beth Guarino, Law and Public Policy Program, summa cum laude. Alexander Raynor Hamilton, cum laude. Matthew Ryan Harkins. Willistine Tarsha Harris. Hayden W. Hatch, cum laude. Andrew Jefferson Heckler. Mariah Lynn Hosey. Lauren Nicole Houston, Law and Technology Institute. Eric A. Irving. Megan E. Jennison, magna cum laude. Sam Hooker Jones III, Law and Technology Institute. Brian Marcus Joyce, Law and Technology Institute. John Demetrios Karelis, Comparative and International Law Institute. Justin Pecos Kenyon, cum laude. James D. Key, Jr. Eric S. Kim, Law and Technology Institute, Compliance Investigations and Corporate Responsibility Program. Peter Young Kim, Law and Technology Institute, summa cum laude. Adam Konechny, Claudia Ann Kopensky, Law and Technology Institute. Maria Fernanda Lino Cayal, Comparative and International Law Institute. Christian Jacob Litwiller, cum laude. Erin Mary Louisbrand. Nika Nyala Maceo, Law and Public Policy Program. Kenneth John McPhail. Paige Frances Markley, Law and Public Policy Program. Larry Allen McCammon. Sean P. McCliggett. Jordan Chantel Lee McKay, Securities Law Program, cum laude. Robert A. McReynolds. Sarah Elizabeth Mashevich Gill, summa cum laude. Michael Jeffrey Nemchik, Law and Technology Institute, cum laude. Jamie Adjus Ninen, Law and Public Policy Program. James Gregory O'Donoghue III, cum laude. Chadwick Daniel O'Neill. Kara G. Osborne. Eileen R. Quinn. Nicola M. Ramos Franklin, cum laude. Aubrey Lynn Solomon. Logan Hannah Samuels, Law and Technology Institute. Adriana Sanchez Soto. Andrew James Shinsky. Rebecca Kathleen Schisler, cum laude. Claudia Grace Shannon. Dimitrios Evangoulos Sidou. Annika Michelle Smith, summa cum laude. Vanya Marie Smith. Kevin Henry Springer, Law and Technology Institute. Jocelyn Conchetta Spizio, Law and Public Policy Program, Compliance, Investigations, and Corporate Responsibility Program. Ryan Joseph Soulier. Alexandra Hall Swee. Joseph Robert Tice, Law and Technology Institute. Rachel C. Thompson, magna cum laude. Justin R. Trinity, Securities Law Program. Cara Marie Urban, magna cum laude. Anne Eileen Ustanowski, Law and Technology Institute. Kelsey A. Vincent, Compliance, Investigations, and Corporate Responsibility Program, cum laude. Kenny Walters, Securities Law Program. Theodore Frederick Warner. Eileen Ann Welsh. Casey L. Wiggin. Melissa Jane Wiles, cum laude. Donovan F. Williams. Anthony Matthew Zampelli. Oscar Noel Zelaya. Go, class of 2020.
Thank you, Professor Duggan. I really enjoyed that and the time that it gave me to scroll through to see all of our graduates. We're so proud of you, and really, really a joyous time. At this time, I'll ask everybody to turn on their videos, switch to gallery view, unmute themselves, and Emily can help with that so that we can see each member of the class of 2020. I'd also invite our faculty to do the same so that we can all give a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2020 of the Columbus School of Law at the Catholic University of America. You may just scroll through to see all of the
Congratulations.
Really. This time, I'll ask everybody to turn on their videos. It seems, in addition to putting your families, some of your families around, because they have to watch on YouTube.
You got to talk to
Really, and really, I'll wait for the delay to catch up a little bit there. There we go. So in addition to us being able to see you with some of your family members, it seems that one of the advantages of doing this on Zoom is that people can have the beverages of their choice nearby and really get into celebration in a way that we wouldn't be able to do in the Basilica, although hopefully we'll get there soon. I'm now delighted to announce the winners of the John L. Garvey Faculty Awards. The faculty named this award in honor of John L. Garvey, Professor Emeritus, recognizing his 49 years of dedicated service to the law school as dean, teacher, scholar, and colleague. These awards recognize outstanding academic achievement during the law school course of study and are conferred upon one graduate from the part-time and full-time divisions. The John L. Garvey Faculty Award for the student with the highest academic average in the evening division is presented to Annika Michelle Smith. Congratulations, Annika. The John L. Garvey Faculty Award for the highest academic average in the day division is presented to Sarah Elizabeth Mashevich Gill. Congratulations to you, Sarah.
Congratulations to both Annika and Sarah. And one point of correction is that we all know as Annika is a member of our day division and Sarah of our evening division. We're so proud of both of you and the hard work you have demonstrated over the last 3 or 4 years. In 1965, Michael Curtin graduated from the Columbus School of Law with a passion for probate law and trust and estate planning and litigation, but also a dedication to the service of others. The range of his pro bono work and the significant time he volunteered in the causes of justice, compassion, and opportunity for all set a new standard for what it means to serve others, particularly the law school and the legal profession. In 2008, in recognition of his outstanding service, the law school established the Michael F. Curtin Pro Bono Awards to recognize a law student from both the day and evening divisions who followed his example and achieved the law school's ideals through extraordinary pro bono service to others. I'm proud to announce that the 2020 Day Division recipient of the Michael F. Curtin Pro Bono Award is Maria Fernanda Lino Cayal. Congratulations to you, Maria. And in recognition of his dedication to pro bono service, it is my pleasure to present Larry McCammon with the 2020 Michael F. Curtin Pro Bono Award for the evening division. And congratulations to you, Larry. The Law School Alumni Association Award was established in 1978 and recognizes a graduating student from the full-time and part-time divisions. These two recipients have not only excelled in academic work, but have actively participated in extracurricular and co-curricular activities and contributed to the law school community in many special ways. I'm delighted to announce that the 2020 Alumni Awards will go to Elizabeth Grant Bowen in the Day Division and Ann Eileen Ustinowski for the Evening Division. Congratulations to both Liz and Annie, and we hope to be able to present all of these awards in person at our commencement ceremony this summer or fall. 4 of our graduates today are following in the footsteps of members of their families who are alumni of the Columbus School of Law and members of the CUA community. I would like to now present our All in the Family list for the graduating class of 2020. Elizabeth Grant Bowen, daughter of Nancy M. Taylor, class of 1988. Nora Matez Isaac Cazilio, daughter-in-law of our former faculty member and alumnus, Michael Cazilio, class of 1973. Daughter-in-law of Krista Watson Cazilio, class of 1983. And granddaughter-in-law of Martha Jones Watson, class of 1973. Megan E. Jennison, daughter of our former faculty member and alumna, Beverly Peterson Jennison, class of 1984. Annie Eileen Ustinowski, niece of James Marusak, class of 1980, and cousin of Michael Marusak, class of 2017. At this time, I ask all of our graduates and members of our faculty and staff on this Zoom call to unmute just one more time. We need one more round of applause to celebrate all of our awardees and the entire class of 2020. Faculty member and alumna. Way to go, class of 2020. Even a dog bark at the end. We look forward to honoring each of you in person during a commencement ceremony on July 24th, if conditions permit us to do so. As you know, we're also holding October 16th as a backup date, as we know how important it is to each of you to be able to gather as a community to commemorate this joyous occasion. Congratulations again to our graduates, to your families and friends who have helped guide you along the way. I now declare this conferral ceremony for the Columbus School of Law for the class of 2020 officially concluded.
And thank you, Katie and Emily and Joan and all the folks who helped put this together. Thank you very much to our technology team, Greg and David and the rest.